Hello, everybody. It's Gloria from GGTheCrochetQueen. Welcome back to my channel. And thank you, Dr. Katrina, for continued membership. And for all of my new subscribers, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for returning. Hello, Shatika. How are you today? Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon. Blessings and crocheting to you as well. And I hope you get a thumbs up. What are you working on? What is your weather like? I'm going to work on this hooded scarf that I was working on the last time I was on my live. So it's coming along. I'm working on the scarf part of it. I hope this thing is... I am on a much overdue needed vacation. No plans to go anywhere, just to rest. Ooh. Hey, Michelle, how are you today? Thank you for joining me. She says, hey, making a basket. It's square and it's cold here. It has been raining. And hi to everyone. Thank you for joining me. I hope you did a thumbs up. It's kind of gloomy here, but the weather is, what is it, 82? So we might have some rain. We've been having a little bit of rain on and off. My Miami Hurricanes lost their bowl game, but the Dolphins won another game in their hopes to be in the playoffs. So unless they lose to the Jets or Kansas City loses to, I think, Denver, then they won't have a playoff game. But last year they had a playoff game all of a second, because I think the playoff game was in Kansas City. Extremely cold. I have found my new binge show because the Sisters is over. Some of that I missed because it ran the whole time, never stopped. So I found they kept advertising Wicked Tuna. I used to watch Deadliest Catch when I had a gazillion channels. Now that I scaled back, I don't get all those channels. So I said, well, let me see what Wicked Tuna. I really want to watch Wicked Tuna because I don't like with Deadliest Catch. It's the crabbers, which I think is extremely dangerous. So I get the title Deadliest Catch. Very dangerous. But they just use the trappers to trap the crabs. They don't have to kill them. And once they get them on the boat, then they put them into a container, that has water, so they don't kill them. But with wicked tuna, they have to kill the tuna. I mean, I didn't even realize how big tunas were. Those things are huge. So it just gives me another perspective of when I go and buy some tuna, who went out there and caught it and what they had to go through to catch it. Because they don't catch very many. They all weigh well, 250 and above. They are huge, and the longest length I've seen, I think, was 110 inches. So they are very big fish. But I just don't like the spearing of them. But they got to get them. And depending on, they look at them, they cut a piece out of them, they take, I don't know what it's called. The only thing I don't like about wicked tuna compared to Deadliest Catch is that whoever the narrator is doesn't really tell you like stuff that I'm a novice. I don't know this stuff. So I think it would be better if he narrated and said, he probably did because I'm coming in on season 7 or whatever. But even the Deadliest Catch, you still hear him say it again. But I don't know what that is when they put something in, they pull like the meaty part of it out. I don't know what that's called. But then they cut a steak portion of it out so that they can see the fattiness, the skin, and all that stuff. And that's how they decide how much you will get paid per pound for that tuna. And the highest I've seen so far is $22 a pound. And the lowest I've seen was $7 a pound, which was like nothing. So if you can get the tuna, the really pretty one, you don't know what it is until they cut it open. So you don't know what it looks like. You just grateful you caught one. But it's a big competition, just like with the Deadliest Catch, is a big competition. And those boats are small. So they, like, one boat only has 2 people on it. And another boat, they call this guy the rich guy. He's got, to me, it's matted hair with some dreadlocks, but and they have 2 big Rottweilers on the boat, which I think is crazy. And the dogs are just barking every time the wheel, when it catches, then the thing starts spinning. The dogs just jump up and start barking. It's the craziest thing. It's entertainment, though. Gets me through crochet project, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Mayamu, how are you today? Thank you for joining me, and I hope I said your name right. She says, hello all, I'm making a head wrap. Okay. Hey Jan, thank you for the thumbs up. So good afternoon, Gigi and all, and I hope you all did a thumbs up. So has anyone else watched Wicked Tuna other than me? It's interesting. So now I don't know what season is in now, but when I went to sleep at about 4 o'clock this morning, they were some new people came. I said, I don't know why they need to bring other people in, but other than they need new material. So 3 new boats came from a different part of, they're in Massachusetts. So they're in Gloucester, something like that, Massachusetts. And so these other guys came in from a different part of Massachusetts so they can compete with them. And from what I've seen, the 3 new people are doing really well. They're kicking the other guy. One guy, before I went to sleep, one guy got, they call it fish. They didn't say it's a fish infection, whatever it is. But he, they're out there, cutting up the fish and well, not per se cutting it, but yeah, I think they are cutting it because, anywho, he got, fish poisoning. I think they call it fish poisoning. And he had it. and it had gone from, I guess, his fingers to his elbow, and his elbow was huge. And he got sick, and he was laying. He said, "Oh, I feel like I have the flu." And he finally went to the doctor. He could have ended up losing his arm if he hadn't gotten in there. And they kept him for a few days, and they only had, when he got back on his ship, his boat ship, whatever they called it, his boat, they only had like a day left of, and I don't know what and that's the other thing, I don't know what the time frame for the tuna fishing is, but I feel like it's only 2 weeks. And there's a quota of how much they can catch, and there has to be a certain size and all that stuff. But he went right back on that boat, and he didn't win. Another boat won. I think the boat that won that time was the guy that cut off a piece of his tip of his finger when the door closed. He got caught in the door. Crazy. But the deadliest catch, they have a lot more injuries. Those big caged, it's all steel, and they bring them up out of the thing, and if it doesn't come up right and it loses, I'm always cringing when I watch that show. But this one has been interesting. Let me see. Mamu said, that sounds interesting. What streaming is that on? On Prime. It's it definitely gives you a different perspective on how things come about. But I did not know those tunas were quite that big. They are huge. And it takes them, I think it feels like it takes them hours to reel it in. But I'm not sure. Maybe if I looked up at one point, and they had a note up there about how much they could catch, or the tuna shortage or something, but it went by the time I looked up, it was already coming off the screen. So maybe they will show it again, but it's very interesting. I definitely, and one guy, he has his daughter and his son on his ship, and his wife came on because it was the daughter's birthday, so she bought a birthday cake, and father said, nobody can have cake unless we catch a tuna. And they had one on the reel, but of course it broke. And the equipment that they use, those reels must cost $1,000 each. I don't know, because I don't even know what a regular fishing rod costs. But looking at that, and then the fishing wire that they have to use, I know that stuff is really expensive. Let me see, the highest, I think someone had a fish that was 499 pounds. But like I said, the longest one I've seen was 110 inches. Let me see. Somebody got 10 grand. One fish was, I don't know if he had one fish or two fish, but anyway, he got 10 grand. But this is the monies that they live off of. And after the tuna season was over, then they were going down to North Carolina. I don't know what they were going to catch in North Carolina, but and so I went to sleep. So I don't know what happened in North Carolina. But they were going there for some reason to fish something. It could have been tuna for all I know. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's interesting. Definitely interesting. And they're only featuring 7 boats. They're only featuring 7 boats. So my question is, how many boats actually are out there doing this tuna fishing? But it's a lot of work. I said, and that motion with that reel like that, I said, whoo, they got to have some strong shoulders, neck, hand, all of that to keep doing it. But they're out there. That's their livelihood. That's where they make their bone, make their monies. Hey, BJ, how are you today? Happy Monday to you as well. And I hope you did a thumbs up. What are you working on? What is your weather like? I'm talking about the lovely wicked tuna that I got hooked on watching last night. I remember on American Greed, they had this guy, I think he was Russian. He had a scam going on and he was in Massachusetts too. He had some kind of scam. He was cooking his books basically, and he was a bully. Oh my goodness, he would just curse people out left and right. Such a bully. I can't remember what his scam. I'm sure it'll pop up again. I watch enough American Greed. I'm only watching repeats. Every now and again, something will be on that I haven't seen. I love American Greed. It just tells me how crooked this world is and how sometimes I feel bad for the people that get scammed. Sometimes I don't, because it's all about greed. It's what they want, trying to make a quick dollar. Dollars don't come quick. Hey, Regina, how are you today? Thank you for joining me, and I hope you get a thumbs up. What are you working on? What is your weather like? PJ say it's good to see everyone. Hi to everybody. Hey, Melanie, how are you today? Thank you for joining me, and I hope you get a thumbs up. What are you working on? What is your weather like? And Mamu is saying hello to everybody. Okay, everybody's saying hello. It's hot. My air conditioning on and off, on and off. I have not had a break in my electric bill this year because it's either hot and is running all the time, or when the temperature drops, the heat comes on. So, 50, been working on Nightbot and Canva. Oh, I watched a video, and I don't know where the video is, and the lady gave really, really good instructions about Canva. But because I don't have time to really absorb anything, I really don't know how Canva works. But one day I will. One day I'm going to absorb all of this stuff. I was on Kelly's live last night. I told her, I said, I wanted to learn, have a setup like hers so I can have the overview. But I just don't have time to work on all that stuff. Regina says 61 degrees, just walked in my house now to unpack. Spent the holiday with my son and his family. Oh, nice. BJ, I worked on my new phone for 4 days last week. I'm sending it back. Oh, wow. What phone did you get? I went on Gazelle and the only reason why I got another phone is because I wanted more storage. So I took it over to the Verizon just to see if I can put another SD card in there. No, they don't make the phones like that anymore, I guess. I Guess we were getting over buying them $20 SD cards and getting lots of storage. Oh, the S24 Plus. I have the S22 Ultra. That's the only one I know. and I bought another one. I just bought one with more storage because I don't have time to try to figure all that stuff out. Oh, Mamu says 57 here in New York City. New York. I took my daughter last time I was in New York. I took my, I think that was the last time I was in New York. I took my daughter there to see the Christmas tree. We had all of one day, 24 hours, because I messed up our flights. And instead of us flying in the morning, we flew in at night. We got there after midnight. There was a man waiting for us to take us to the hotel. We got on the train that morning with probably 3 hours of sleep. They told us how to get down to Manhattan. Anyway, down there Manhattan, I think that is. And so we were riding because we flew into LaGuardia, I think. And over where the baseball field is. City Field? Oh, don't have me telling. It's probably even changed the name since then. It's been so long ago. But when we were on the train, it was a really nice ride on the train. And we saw the big mural of Biggie Small. So I don't know I can't remember what that area is. But anyway, it was a nice trip. And we met my friend down we took one of those tours on the bus tour, and we fell asleep on the bus because we were exhausted. And then we met my friend down at Junior's so we could have the cheesecake that it's known for. Then she took us exploring, and we had delicious hot chocolate that night. We went to the Empire State Building. Then we went back to her house, had dinner with them. Then we went back. We took I think we took a bus to the train station, and the train station took us back to the hotel. It was 24 hours. And then the next day we got on the bus back to the airport and flew back home. It was, it's good to have somebody. She's just going to go along with what her crazy mom did. But it was fun. Hey, Dr. Katrina, Mindful Crafts and More. How are you today? Says hi, Gigi, and everyone on the chat. I hope you all are well and having a good end of the year here listening. Full thumbs up. Thank you. Yes, I'm having, because I'm on vacation. So I am having a good one. BJ says hello. Melanie says hello. And she's hello. That sounds like fun, Gigi, and memorable too. Yeah, see how that sticks in my head? But the tuna thing I just watched yesterday, out of my head. Because it was, and I'm grateful that I was still young enough to do all of that running around and stuff. It was, and the first thing she told us when we left from Junior, she said, do not look up. Do not act like a tourist and walk fast. Oh, it was so much fun. I bought my daughter one of those hats with the pom-pom. I think I had a pom-pom with the ear flaps on it. She wanted that. I got her that. And I bought myself some, is it pashimas, whatever those big, beautiful scarves are, whatever they're called. That's so weird. I can remember all of that, but I can't tell you what happened on the tuna show last night. It was a good little 24 hours. See, sometimes you don't need the whole weekend. Everything we would have done in that weekend, we did in that day. And it was so weird. When we got back, my friend said to me, that her friend, she thinks her friend heard me when we were at the Empire State Building. She says, I heard that. She said, I swear I heard Gloria's voice. And she's like, well, when were you there? And she's like, Gloria was there then too. So she heard my voice. Pashmina. Yes. Yes. Those. And I still have them. Every now and again, I'll throw one on, but not often because it's too hot. Yes, Melanie, 24 hours well spent. Yes, ma'am. That was you don't have to be in New York. When we went to see The Color Purple, we were there for a whole weekend. It was interesting. Very, very interesting. We got there in the right before lunch was going to start, and we were walking around, and then all of a sudden, thousands of people just came out of nowhere. And I said, oh my goodness, this so now reminds me. So, because at first it was, just a few people out, and lunchtime came, everybody came out of their office, I guess. And then we were bumping into people the rest of the time. It's fun. I like visiting New York, but I definitely would not want to live there. I don't want to live anywhere that's cold, actually. This city does not. It does not. My friend wants us to go to see a play in New York. I can't remember the name of it now. And I told him, I said, it sounds like it's real deep. I'm not into going to see no deep plays. I want some fun. I said, Michael is my speed right now. I want to go see something that I know the music to. I know the history of. They're supposed to be doing one for Prince. Now that I might go to New York for. Because you all know I love my Prince. And I'm going to put on my 1999 song and have my toast to the new year and go to sleep and be happy. Bringing the new year rested for a change. I don't go out anymore anyway. It's too dangerous out there in those streets. We have enough lunatics when it's not a holiday out there in the streets. So I just enjoy. I don't even watch. I'll probably be watching American Greed or something like that. I don't enjoy the New Year's shows like I used to because I don't really know the music anymore because I'm home all the time, and the only time I hear any music is on a commercial. Really, there's one guy. He was one of the guests on American Idol, and his song is like a jingle to. I don't even remember what the jingle, what the product is. But he was on American Idol singing the song. I was like, oh my goodness, that's a song? I just thought it was a jingle. So I don't really know the music like I used to. That's another reason why I probably won't be going back to Essence because this last trip, whoo child, it was not my cup of tea. I don't think I'm trying to think. Usher was okay. Janet was okay. They did the bare minimum to get their paycheck. It's so funny. I told my friend we usually do the last game of the year together. We all wear a little dolphin Santa hat, and so the two of them were going to be out of town. And I said, well, hopefully next year we'll get together and do something. She says, yes, let's do that. I said, that's the same thing we said this year, and we only did football. She's like, no, we did Essence too. I was like, girl, I had totally forgot about Essence. That tells you how impressed I was with it. Totally forgot about it. Many women of our age said they won't be returning to. Oh, really? So they were just as turned off as I was. It was not my cup of tea. Those young girls, though, they were loving every minute of it. And the other thing I don't like, they used to have the super lounges. Apparently, the super lounges are, I guess, Mr. and Mrs. Benson, whoever owns the Mercedes-Benz stadium, are now not letting them use the super lounges. So everybody was on stage, but if you were a super lounge person, you were like to the right of us. If you were a main person, you were on the main stage. But one thing they did have was the and they were so entertaining, the sign language people. OMG. They were so entertaining. And to see them doing that sign language, the rap songs, you know, the rap songs are vulgar. That was entertaining. But like I said, when I saw those girls come out there with the thongs on and shaking their butts in everybody's faces, I was like, no, y'all keep this. So they got my last dollar bill, but I do still want to go to New Orleans. I want to go when there is nothing going on. So the hotel is cheap, the food is cheap. I have to worry about 100,000 people there. I just want to go do a little touring, eat some authentic. I've been to the authentic places, some of them, but I'm not going to go by myself because, you know, we know NOLA is not safe for a woman to be out there by herself, even though I've gone there several times by myself because I never felt any fear because there's so many people there. And I knew exactly where I was going. I knew exactly how to get the hell out of there. So that was not a problem for me. But I love New Orleans. And another place I'd like to visit, but I will not live there. No, thank you. But Essence just, I was like shocked. I was glad we got to see, even though he didn't perform, I was very glad we got to see Frankie Beverly before he passed. And they did honor him. So I was grateful for that. But yeah, they can keep Essence. I still want to do Taste of Chicago, but not now. I'm at the age now I can't be doing all that walking and standing and we have Jazz in the Gardens here, but it's usually a bit lame. This year, I don't know. I almost thought they had said Eve. I was like, oh, I might go and see Eve. I've never seen her. But I don't think Eve is touring anymore anyway. So I don't know who is going to be there. Gloria won't be there. That's for sure. Never know. Never say never, though. Never know. I have to look at the lineup. See if there's anybody I really want to see. They had, is it Rolling Loud? I think it's called Rolling Loud. They actually had that on Prime. I was like, I kept looking like, are they for real? This is the Rolling Loud that's down there right now? Those young people love that, bro. That place is packed. I think it's going to be all football starting tomorrow. I was so disappointed Miami lost that doggone game. I knew when I got off my live and I looked and I was like, wait a minute. They took the quarterback out already? I said, they don't have enough points to be taking the quarterback out. The game was going. I was like, they're going to lose in the fourth quarter like they always do. Sure enough, they lost in the fourth quarter. And they took the quarterback out because he's going to be going into the NFL draft. Probably going to end up at Cleveland. I don't know who the other sucky team is. Either Cleveland or who else has a really bad record? I can't remember. But that's where he's going to land probably. He's a good quarterback, that's for sure. Wish they kept him in at least to get another touchdown if at all possible. They need a real cushion so that when they fall apart, that defense line, I was like, man, what is wrong with y'all? But who's to say? Hey, Renee, how are you today? Thank you for joining me. And I hope you get a thumbs up. What are you working on? What is your weather like? I'm working on a doll too. These are my last two projects for 2024, for December of 2024. So I must get them finished before the clock strikes midnight tomorrow, so I can officially close out 2024. My last two projects. I was almost going to start another one yesterday. I said, nope. I have to finish these two, because if I start another one, then it's going to set me behind. So that's what I'm going to do. Do it. Doll fever continues. Yeah, I got to do something. Okay, I'm going to, if anybody wants to come up, since I got nothing but time. If anybody wants to come up. Renee said it's 61. It's y'all having some warm weather. They even at the game yesterday, Cleveland was in the 60s, but it was raining, and I'm like, no. Those people, I give them much props for sitting in those seats in all of that rain, and it's 60s. No, I can do the rain if it's 85. Hello, Rachel. How are you today? Thank you for joining me. I'm working on a hooded scarf. So there's the hooded part. And I'm working on the scarf part of it right now. Well, thank you for joining me, and I hope you get a thumbs up. What are you working on? What is your weather like? It was pouring down rain. I was like, A lot of people did. I don't know if they left or just like went on the inside where there's coverage. But there was still a lot of people sitting out there in that rain with their little $2 ponchos on. The NFL usually gives out ponchos when they know it's going to rain. At least in Florida they do. So I'm looking at them. I'm sure those were from when they probably walked into the stadium. They probably gave them out. Thank you so much. This is Big Twist Aqua. Let me see. Aqua Ombre. I bought a few of these. I bought it in purple, pink, and let me see. I think, yeah, those are the only colors. It's a pink and yellow. Then the purple one. The purple one I might use I might do another. But anyway, it's a Big Twist value. They had it, in matter of fact, I don't know if this was on sale, but I know Joann's had their big end of year sale, their Yarnormous sale. But I stayed away from the stores. I did order. I was going to buy the Alizé yarn because I wanted to get some different colors to work on some more dolls. And I initially was going to buy it off of Etsy. And see, like I said, Etsy gets you, the prices look good. And it says shipping from US $14.90 or something like that, because it comes from Turkey. I said, okay. I thought that was the total for the shipping. No. I think my total, I don't know, it had to be like 50 something dollars. I don't know, $60 maybe. Anyway, the total was going to be $123. I said, getting off of this train. And I went on to Amazon and found a few colors, and I said, I'll just get a few colors and be happy. Because the skeins are big enough where I can probably get 2 or 3 dolls out of them, depending on how big the doll is. But I certainly wasn't going to spend $100+. And most of that is going to, or no, I won't say most, but a lot of that would be shipping. Renee is saying hello to everybody. But this, I bought, how long have I had this? I don't know how long I've had it. But it sits in I have a cubicle over here with a lot of yarn, and I'm always looking at that yarn. So when I did that first hooded scarf, I did it using that drizzle yarn from, what is it? Hobby Lobby. It's called Drizzle Me. And it's really soft yarn. And I used a larger hook, which made it really airy. And so I felt like that's a good fall hooded scarf because it's very airy. But this one is a little tighter because I dropped down the hook size. I'm using a K hook, and I think it was an L hook that she used in the pattern. I don't really like working with big hooks. My favorite hook size is an I hook. Just put me right in the middle. Not too big and not too little. But with dolls, depends on the pattern. You can go from 2 to 4. The doll that I'm working on now, it's from a pattern for a 2mm crochet hook, but I used a 3mm crochet hook, and she's tall, very tall. She will look nothing like the original doll. I just used the base pattern to make her. Her body is definitely the pattern, but the clothing and stuff will be different. Her hair will be a little different. But I'm going to call her Imani because she's going to be the New Year doll. So y'all pray that Gloria gets her finished before midnight tomorrow. I'm on a ticking clock. Well, at least the hard part, the body is done, the face is done, the hair is done. I'm just working on the clothes now. So who is celebrating outside of home for the new year? I wonder if my friend is back from Oregon. I have not, only outside of California and Vegas, and a layover in Arizona. I think we had a layover in Arizona. That is as far west as I've been. I don't even count Arizona as me being there because I was only in the airport. But at least I can say I've been in the state. But Vegas is a lot of fun. How did I get into making dolls? I think Melanie, because Melanie came on my live, and then she told me about Aniqua, and I actually met Aniqua at Black Girls Craft conference in Atlanta. I don't know how many years ago. A lot of years ago. It was at so it was 2020. Yeah, it had to be 2020 because we were wearing masks. Yeah, because initially I think the dates got moved because of the C. Can we say COVID anymore? It's COVID. We know what it is. Anywho, so it was in October. I think it was October of 2020. But anyway, I saw her dolls there, and I was just mesmerized. I was like, wow. Because you see the bunnies and little stuffed animals like that. But I think Melanie was the first one that I had to have been. I think it had to be Melanie, and then Melanie told me about Aniqua. That's what I can remember. Am I right, Melanie? Oh. Yeah, it is a lot of work. A lot of work. I watch so many different YouTube videos of different doll makers, amigurumis, whatever you want to call them. And I learned something different from all of them. And I've learned when I buy the written patterns, they all write their patterns differently. So unless you have the real basic knowledge of how to create a head and all that stuff, sometimes they write stuff and your eyes just cross like, what the hell are they trying to say? What is this? BJ said, I think it was Melanie's dolls because she kept saying you weren't going to make dolls. But I said I was never going to make amigurumis. And then I started with that little B because Lori A showed it to us, because Lori was the very first person that came up on one of my lives, and she showed me that B, and she told me where the pattern was, and I made that little B, and I was like, okay, I made a little B. Then I made a little manatee, and then like my first dog, where the heck are they? Oh, I got so much stuff back there you can't even see them. Where are my dolls? Am I looking the wrong way? Let me see. Oh, I'm looking the wrong way. See that first one with all that hair back there? I went and bought faux lock hair for her. She was the very first one I did. Her head is all wobbly. The hair is too heavy for her. And I think I got that dress. I bought that dress from the lady that Melanie buys her dresses from when she used to buy dresses. And I have a little elf on the shelf next to her with his glasses all crooked, but he has a Miami Dolphins hat on because, you know, got to represent. Then I have some bunnies back there. And then my other dolls, I have them sitting over here, and one of them is out there because I needed that stand to work on my other doll. But yeah, they're a lot of work. And I've learned so much from all of my mistakes. Now I keep these dolls, even though they're on my Etsy, because you never know, it might somebody else may want them. So I leave them on in my Etsy shop. But I've been working on making the lips instead of putting those felt ones on them, because I never really was in love with them. And like this one, I did her lips, but I don't like it. But you never know, somebody else might like her lips. So I did embroider hers, but my other one that I'm working on now, I might change her lips now that I did one that I liked. But this one is just like, I decided to do these curly cues on the side, but this hat is from my pretty brown doll, Yolanda Jordan. This is her dress pattern, and I just did it in that pretty twinkle yarn. And I put Paris, I put a little name bracelet on her, Paris, because she has the beret. But I really like this little beret hat. It was fun to make. But her, I don't know where that hair comes from. Because she has bangs. So I know I must have, I don't know whose pattern that was. But I just try to work on them so I can get to a point where when I look at them, it's not a lot as much. I mean, they are a lot of work. So, but I just put them on in my Etsy shop. But the ones that I don't feel anything for and they don't give me joy, they just stay. Well, the first one I made definitely gonna stay back there because she is definitely a struggle doll. Oh, she says I tried amigurumis and came out not quite like that pattern. Yeah, none of mine turn out like the pattern because we we all crochet differently. When I my last doll that sold, my Nia doll, I worked the pattern, but because whoever, you know, some people crochet tighter, so their stitches turn out exactly where they expect them to, where I crochet a little looser, so my stitch may not turn out the way it was. So with her, like when I did her head, I didn't do her head right, so I ended up doing her not her head, keeping the head straight. So I had to actually take it off and put it back on so it'd be straight. And then what was it? Oh, she had a little navel outie, but it ran into the same color as the underwear. So I had to figure out how to make it look better. So I was reluctant to even sell her because, you know, as crocheters, we know what our errors are. Somebody else may not know it, and so somebody asked me if it was for sale. And I told her, I said, well, she has some imperfections. I said, but So she wanted her, so I sold her. After much back and forth, but she was sold. I would like to purchase Nia when I have extra funds. Oh, Nia's gone. She is gone. And who knows if I'll ever do her again. I have the pattern. But I definitely, if I did do another one, I would definitely be mindful of how her stitches are. And even the one that I'm working on now, because she uses a smaller hook, and I just went up another hook size. I went up 2 hook size. Ooh, wait a minute now. She uses a 2, and I went to a 3. So it's 2, 225, 250, 275, 3. So I went up 3 hook sizes. So this one is very big compared to hers, but I am going to do that same one in the 2mm hook, so I can have a smaller one. So she'll have a big sister and a little sister. I might sell them as a pair, depending on how this one works out. But she and the lady that bought Nia, she has been the person that has purchased. I think she has purchased, other than people buying the bunnies, I think she has purchased every doll that she wanted. Not every one of them that I've made, but she has purchased a lot of my dolls, which I appreciate her. It's a great, you got to sell. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I was happy. But Melanie does her, and she hasn't done a doll sell in a minute, but Melanie has tons and tons and tons of dolls. She's probably working on them right now. But I'm still in my novice stage as far as I'm concerned when it comes to dolls. So it takes me much, much longer. Because even though I have a pattern, I get the pattern because of something that I like about the pattern. Like I like the bobble things on her, but my doll looks nothing. I didn't do her outfit. I didn't like the instructions on the outfit, so I didn't do it. And I had already made me a cute little what do you call it? Dress. My Kwanzaa dress. I had already made that dress. So that is what I put on her. You are not a novice. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. When the reason I consider myself a novice is because when there's different levels of any job, and I consider myself a novice to doll making because I cannot just create it on my own. Like if I want to do a blanket, I can do a blanket. If I want to do a hat, I can do a hat. If I want to do a scarf, I can do a scarf. If I want to make myself a halter top, I can make myself a halter top. If I want to make myself a skirt, a pants, shorts, things like that, I can pick it up and know in my mind what I'm going to do. I cannot with dolls because you have to know how big you want the head to be. The body has to be big enough to support that head. The arms have to be a certain length. The legs have to be a certain length. So I cannot just pick it up and say, oh, let me make a doll today. Until I'm not using somebody else's pattern to make a doll, I'm a novice. She has to give herself more credit. It came out gorgeous. Thank you so much. No, so that's why I consider myself a novice at doll making, because I cannot just pull out the old crochet hook and say, oh, let me make a doll today. No, I have to pull out a pattern and say, now, how do you make that head again? And how does that hair is done again? And I still have yet, because I still want to do a doll with braids and beads. And I know how to do it. But even when I was doing my own daughter's hair, I'm horrible at parting. My friend used to do my daughter's hair, and I would come home and I was like, oh, that is so cute. I would have never thought of that. So that's why I look at it a lot of different, because even with that's why I have locks, because I hate doing hair. And the hair, we all got all kinds of hairstyles and stuff. And that's what I want to get to the point where I can just whip out a hook, some yarn, and make a doll. Then I'll feel like that. Let me see. I still do that with hats. VJ. Let me see. Virginia says dolls. Melanie dolls. I agree. She does not give herself enough credit, because I'm comfortable with making hats. I'm comfortable with making scarves. I'm comfortable. That's my comfort level. When it comes to making a doll, it takes so much of my time, and it's such a thought process for me. Like, when I look at them and I was like, oh no, oh, like I don't like her nose, and I don't like those lips on her, and I don't like her lips. I don't like her little beady eye. All this stuff, I look at it and it's like, how can I change this? So every time I make another doll, I try to improve off of what I did. But like I said, until I can just pick up a crochet hook and some yarn and go to town and make a doll and whip one out and say, this is made by Gigi, then I will put myself in a different category. Hey, Jeanette of DIY Creations, how are you today? Thank you for joining me, and hope you get a thumbs up. What are you working on? What is your weather like? She says, hi, Gloria, and everyone in the chat. Melanie says, I never know what my dolls would be. Sometimes it just happens. Yeah, but see, you have the basic knowledge of the length, the height, the arm length, the leg length, the head size, and all that stuff. Not me. Let me see. Let's say hi to BJ. Every blue moon, I will know a theme for the doll, like a bee doll or a flower doll. I told you when I first whipped out, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this and do that. I've written on my calendar all my theme dolls and stuff. I had a thought for New Year, a thought for Valentine's Day, March, April showers. Oh, I had grand ideas in my head. Executing was the difference. That was the difference. Like right now, like these Sugar Wooga dolls, they so cute. But I can't just whip her. I got to go back to the pattern and do her. Now I put that on her and gave her some little pony earrings. That's little stuff I can do. But to say I can just whip this up, I need the pattern. This one is right now my favorite. I think she's so cute. Where's she face? Look at the face. I think she's so cute. And she's a little one. And she got her little legs twisted like little kids do. And I just think she's adorable. This doll had to have taken me 2 weeks probably to do her. But, I can't keep track of time because I'm doing everything in between work. But this little doll is from the Turkish lady that I follow, that I'm working on her doll pattern now. That is not going to look nothing like her pattern. But I did her body is her pattern, except for it's really big. But this one, I just fell in love. I thought she was so cute. I had to make her. And even when I did this sleepy doll, this is from a pattern, a YouTube guy, and his instructions were so off. I he didn't he like, oh, and that's the other thing, putting them together. That was the other thing that was a real task for me, trying to figure out how to, because I don't like to sew. So you got to sew these body parts together. So he didn't really show how to put them together. So I just say, well, and I'm very visual about things. So that's a good thing for me. I'm very visual. So I can kind of look at it and try to figure it out. But as I watch other people create things and I learn little things on how to put things together and how to hide the stitches and things like, but you know, I'm a novice. I'm gonna stick to that until when I make me my own pattern, then I won't say that. Let me see. Where am I? Oh, okay. See that? Oh, thank you, Mamu. Saying, let's see, Renee is saying hello to Jeanette. Hello to Jeanette. Let me see. All of you ladies here, I appreciate you. All are inspiring. Thank you. That's what we try to be. Melanie's girl, sometimes my doll's heads are way too big for their bodies. I just over decorate them and make that big head cute. Okay. Sometimes the arms or legs are too short, but I roll with it. Yeah, I want to see the more I work on it, the more I think I will get more comfortable with it. But because in between work and stuff, it's real hard. Oh, Jeanette is the first creator I started to follow. She was, I think, the second one I started, because the very first one I started, and most people follow, is Bag a Day Crochet, because I wanted to learn how to make a top. And so she was the first one. And then I came across Jeanette. She was making a skirt. And I watched that video. I watched a lot of Jeanette's videos. And then I started watching her lives. And she was my inspiration to finally go live. And Alicia, was it Little John's Yarn? She was a big influence too. Everybody said hello. Thank you, Regina. Now, Regina, when we talk about amigurumis, that's the amigurumi queen right there. She whips out some of the cutest things. Now, that's the expert on amigurumis right there. Everybody saying hello. That is so much detail. I love it. Yeah, it's a lot of detail. Let me see. I only sew on the heads and arms. But see, you've been doing it so long. It's that's your comfort zone. Mine is still not my comfort zone. I just like the whole creative process of it, and I like to see what the end result is. And I always look at it like, I don't look nothing like that pattern, but I'm rolling with it because I like it. This one I fell in love with her just because them little. Nia says they're called. I forgot what she called them in Japanese, like some bonbon or something, but it's not bonbon. It's something else in Japanese. And she's like, this is like a baby Sailor Moon. I was like, oh, if I'd been thinking about that, I would have put her along. I only know what my daughter tells me and when she shows me. So yeah, she would be a cute little baby Sailor Moon. I don't know if Comic-Con has, I'm sure they must have that. Because when I was on Kelly's live last night, she was talking about I think she said her nephew told her she should make some stuff for Comic-Con. that's coming up, I guess, in their area. I told her, I said, oh, girl, yes. Those people are serious about that comic stuff. And then I was talking about thought about the Sailor Moon. I said, oh, if she made little Sailor Moon dolls or something like that, yeah, I bet you they would sell. Let me see. See, Regina doesn't give herself all the credit. She knows you are off the chain with that stuff, girl. Yes, you are. See, BJ says, yes, you. If it's cute, don't worry. If it doesn't look like the pattern. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Because, like I said, everybody crochets differently. So let me see. Mamu says, I started off with Little John's yarn also. Yeah. I don't catch her videos as much as I used to. I used to be loyal for watching her live, watching Jeanette's live, and then my job sucked the life out of me. So whoever gets my time, gets my time. Mostly VJ gets my time. I am making a hooded scarf because I have to finish this so I can finish my doll. Oh, geez. Come on, thing. It's almost finished. I'm only working on really going back and forth to make the scarf part of it long enough. But that's the hooded part of it. I like this pattern. This is Viv Crochet's pattern. What I like, and this is something that I've always not liked doing, are the foundation, a foundation double crochet or single crochet or half double crochet. I never like doing them because they always look wonky to me. And so with this scarf pattern, you have to do a foundation row of double crochets in order to match up to your double crochets you just did on the scarf end. So the second end, you have to do foundation double crochets. And I did them and it looks right. And now I have to make this scarf all the time because I just want to get used to doing that foundation row. See, Melanie, Regina, she says, yes, Regina. Melanie says, yes, Regina is awesome with amigurumis. Yes, she is. 100%. Yes. Hey, Kels, Crochet Corner. How are you today? Hey, Gigi, good to see you. Love that color. Yes, thank you. It's Big Twist Aqua Ombre. And everybody's saying, hey, hey, hey. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to finishing this doll. It's just she's really big though. But I love doing the clothing. And she has like the sweater part of it. I worked up until like 4 o'clock this morning, almost 4 o'clock this morning. I was doing the sweater, had finished the sleeve, and went to put it on the doll, and the hand does not get into the sleeve. I took the whole sleeve off, brushed my teeth, and went to sleep. I said, I'll work on this today. So I took the sleeve, and then I was going to do it using a larger hook. Even using a larger hook, it still wasn't big enough. So I said, this doll is from Florida. We're going to be sleeveless. So I said, that is what I'm going to work on at a later date, is perfecting that sweater for the arms and see if I can get it in there. But it's cute. So it's going to be a short sleeve top, not a sweater. Yes, you truly have the fever. There are some nights I go to bed at 4 a.m. working on a doll. That's only because I'm on vacation, so I could do that. I was like, and it's so weird. I'm like, if I had to go to work, I couldn't even stay up that, but that's because I would have been working all freaking day. long. So of course my brain is tired. I'm tired. And then I did work a little yesterday to finish up those emails, but then I got to working on that doll. And then I said, oh Lord, it's midnight. Oh Lord, it's 1, oh 2, oh 3, oh it's almost 4 o'clock. I said, okay, let me let it go to sleep, rest, dream about it maybe, and then get up and work on it some more. But see, I'm trying to get this down pat, Melanie, so that God willing, one day I will be retired and I won't have arthritis in my hands or carpal tunnel, any of that stuff. And I'll be able to work on more dolls and be a lot more creative. That's my goal. But right now, working full time just sucks out all my creativity. The little stuff that I do put out, I'm grateful to be able to put it out. That's why I do little shorts and I do hats and quick stuff. So at least I have something posted. Crocheting helps the arthritis in my hands. If I don't crochet, my hands hurt. Really? Like my t-shirts say, a day without crocheting. Just kidding, I don't know. So I know one thing, being on that doggone computer and working that mouse is enough to destroy any wrist, fingers. I know I have weakness. And it's like so weird. And yeah, I know all that comes with age, but I was trying to figure out, how do you strengthen your fingers? And I have those little stress balls, and I was using them when I'm at work, so it'll strengthen my finger strength more. It's like when I put in my retainers, and my other dentist said, just use your thumb and pop them out. I was like, oh my goodness, my thumbs are even too weak to do that. So I know I got to figure out how to get my strength back in my hands. I tell you, getting old ain't no joke, people. There are no golden years. Your golden years are between 25 and 30, period. You're old enough to do what you want to do, and you're young enough to still do it. After that, it's all downhill. So whatever you didn't preserve after 30, may not be able to preserve it. We'll work on that for all you anybody young on here. Remember that. It's so strange. All the things you never even thought. I remember when I was on the floor one day and I was like, how am I going to get up now? It's like, I never even thought about that stuff when I was younger. You just popped up. Now it's like, okay, let me turn this way and bring my knee up this way. It's a thought process. I was like, ooh, I am old. Needless to say, I don't get on the floor anymore. That was enough for me. That's what chairs are made for. That's as low as I'm going to go, to the chair. Oh my goodness. What time is it? Oh, almost 3 o'clock. I need to run to the store before. I hate going to the store in the dark. I bought some light bulbs that do not do a thing but flicker. So I now need to take them back. And I want to take them back before tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be even worse in the stores with people trying to get their holiday meal. I guess people do holiday meal. I know I do mine. I do the Hoppin' Johns. Do my black eyed peas and wait a minute now. Maybe I should go to the farmer's market. Maybe I should go to the farmer's market. Yeah, I think I'll go to the farmer's market and then go and return it, because the farmer's market closes at 6. Yep, I think that's what I'll do. Go to the farmer's market. See if they have some collard greens in there. I'm going to get a little bush because I hate the work of collard greens. Whoo, child. Oh, thank you. I need light bulbs. Doing online order right now. Oh, my goodness. I'm glad I was able to help you out. So I think I'm going to finish this and then I'll be working on my doll. I can't stay up too late tonight because I have to take my mom to her appointment tomorrow. I got to get as much done as I can on the doll. This I can work on while I'm waiting on her at her appointment. So that is the plan. So I will not be doing no late night. I'll be on at 1:30 New Year's Day. I cannot be up hanging with all you late night people on New Year's. I'm going to do my little toast and go to sleep. Because that's enough hanging out for me. Oh, Kel says mine's the exact opposite. Crocheting hurts my hands, and at times they swell up so huge I can't even hold my tooth. Oh, wow. Do you have carpal tunnel? Yeah, that's why I said I'm going to use those things to keep my hands flexible and hopefully be able to retire before arthritis. Yeah. Do you have ergonomic hooks? You can get bigger, what do you call them? The bigger handles. That might help. I know I can't use the like the Susan Bates hook. These are the plastic ones, but even the metal ones, they're so small now that when I use them, they hurt. So I only use my clovers. I use the heavy furls. They help. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that those heavy furls help. I had this steel hook and I sold that to Gloria. That thing killed my hand. It was so smooth. I loved the feel of it, but I just couldn't use it. It was just too heavy. And I'm kind of glad that I got that one because I always wanted that purple Odyssey one. I always wanted, but it was always sold out. And I'm glad that I got the steel hook one because then I had knew how heavy it was because a lot of people kept saying it's heavy. I was like, okay. Right. Until I actually used one, I was like, oh no, I can't use that. Clovers are my all-time favorite hooks, period. Love their hooks, love their stitch markers. And their row counter. Oh, you want the purple one? Yeah, the purple one is always sold out. That's a big seller for them. And they're always getting new hooks. And Clover, they've changed the coloration a little, but Clover I've never even seen, other than seeing advertisement in the magazines, I have never seen Clover anything else. I guess they sell themselves. Oh, well, clovers are very light, so they may not help you. But they're my favorite. Do I have one in here? I don't think so. Joanne started making their own big twist hooks. This is one of them. I tried to use it. I didn't like it. Which size is this? This is the H hook. I didn't like that ribbing. I didn't like the feel of that on as I'm using it. Oof, I didn't like that. I keep it. It might be something I might need to use in an emergency, but I couldn't use it all the time. I don't have a single clover hook in here. I don't keep them in here. I keep them in their own case. Nope, that's not one. Oh, here's one. That's the J hook. They have, I like, it's really smooth. My thumb fits perfectly on that flat part, and it rolls for me nicely. And I don't do a lot of that because I try to let the hook do the work for me. But I love my clover hooks. They are my all-time favorite. I don't know how I found them, but I'm glad I did. Let me see. Oh, what am I talking about? I'm using a clover hook. Duh. That K hook in this screen. And even when I watch YouTube tutorials, I always know when they have clovers because I know all their colors. Their colors have never changed. Like I said, other than the variation in that blue for the H hook. Now the H hook and the 7 hook, I think is a 7, but it's a 4.5. It's a lighter blue than the H hook blue, but I saw an H hook blue that was a different color variation from the other blue, but their colors are pretty much the same all the time. And they don't, I've never seen any campaigns like Furls. Furls does a campaign for everything. Gemini, Aquarius, Leo, the sky is blue, everything. Furls just does. They have their bowls. They have everything. I just stick with I bought some furls. My very first furl hook fell on my tile floor and it broke, and I was mad ever since. And somebody said, "Oh, you can send it back." I said, "I don't think they're gonna take it like a year and a half later," so I didn't even worry about it. Let me see. Do the ergonomics hooks really help? I don't know, but I know they exist. I know a lot of people, even people with bad arthritis get ergonomic eating utensils because sometimes you can't do the closing. So if they're bigger, then you don't have to do so much. But I'm a nurse. I'm not a physical therapist, but I've seen that kind of stuff. So I would think an ergonomic hook would help. What's her name? Oh my goodness. Nadia of, she's got her crocheting channel. I can't remember the name of the channel, but her name is Nadia. But she has her, I don't know if, I think it's her father's Etsy shop. It's called Would Be Fancy. I think that's the name of it, Would Be Fancy. But they have wooden crochet handles, and they're ergonomic, but they look really weird to me. But they look like, and I've seen her crochet with them, and she has either Crohn's or lupus. She has something, but it helps her. So I don't know. Just a suggestion. The bigger hooks. Let me see. Wait a minute, where'd I go? Oh wow, I didn't know they had hooks now. The bigger hooks help me because I can't grip it so tightly as small. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, amen to Clover. Renee said hello. I also like Prime and Yarnology hooks too. My hands don't always swell, just occasionally. I have some Prime hooks. What I don't like about them are they are too long. I use them. but they are extra long. Saying hi to Renee. Because I think that's what I like about clovers, that they hit perfectly for my hand size. So with the prime hook, it'll be a little longer. But anywho, enough of that. I'm gonna go to where did I say I was going to? Farmer's market, and return those light bulbs so I can come back home and get to work on my doll. All right. Thank you all for coming to join me today. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I hope you all enjoy some New Year cheer tomorrow, and I will be on 1:30 Wednesday. So everybody I would try those clover hooks, but they're just too pricey for me. Yeah. When I bought my first set years ago, I think it was like $40 for a set, maybe. Now it's like $80, $90 for a set. Same hooks. So what you can do if you're near Joann's, or I think Michael sells them too, but I would always, like now, if I need one, I just use a coupon to buy it and get it half price, or 40% off, or whatever the coupon is. I try to get the 40% off coupons and go and buy one if I need one. Other than that, no. And even on Amazon, they're still, a chunk of change. I bought my first set with coupon from Joann's. Yeah. So, and they have them in the set. So, and they always have the coupons for like 40% off on a regular price item. And they hardly ever put clovers on sale. Hardly ever. Sometimes Amazon has a sale on the set also. Yeah. So you just have to look. Just have to look, because they are well worth it. If I don't know for you, but for me, I don't have fatigue in my hands. My wrist doesn't hurt. But if I use the metal hook, and I started with Susan Bates, and of course I was much younger, and I was good with them. But some way, somehow, I came across Clover, and Clover has been my friend ever since. Let me see. I'm afraid to get them on Amazon because people have gotten fakes. Oh, I've never gotten. That's interesting. But Joann's with the coupon, good idea. Okay, yeah, definitely. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your day. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you all on Wednesday, God willing. And until my next video or my next live, everybody stay safe. Keep crocheting. Bye-bye.